Hi guys, how are you? I just finished decorating my apartment for the holidays, so now it's time for the balcony, and this is actually my preferred part. I prefer decorating my balcony than my apartment. So today I'm gonna be hanging up some Christmas lights and wanted to show you different types of lights that I'm using in my balcony garden to give you some ideas, some inspiration. Maybe you will also want to decorate your own little garden for the holidays. So before we begin, let me show you what I'm using, what types of lights I'm using, what there is available for us small space gardeners. Alright, so the first type of lights that I use in my container garden are just classic Christmas lights, you know, with a cord that you plug to an electrical outlet. I do have an electrical outlet outside here in my garden, one for the whole balcony, but I'm actually not using it. I plug all of my Christmas lights in my apartment simply because I feel like that's safer, because my balcony is not covered, so, you know, all the rain and snow and all that, I'm kind of afraid this will cause some electrical problem. And then the second thing is that, you know, I don't want to go out here every single day in the cold, turn them on and turn them off, because I don't run them, you know, 24 hours a day. I usually turn them on around 6 p.m, run them for 6 hours, turn them off around midnight. So if I were to plug them on the balcony, that means I will have to go out here twice a day to turn them on and turn them off. Although there is one solution to this. If you buy smart plug, you can plug your smart plug first, then you plug your Christmas lights to it, and that smart plug connects to your smartphone through Wi-Fi, and then you can operate those Christmas lights with your smartphone from the comfort of your home. So I think that's a good solution if you were to plug your Christmas lights outside. Now, number two, and this is my favorite solution, especially for container gardens, are battery-powered Christmas lights and fairy lights. Something about the cord-powered ones is that they are usually pretty long. So if you have a very small garden, or if you only want to, you know, highlight just smaller features in your garden, smaller trees and shrubs, these might be too long and too much. So fairy lights are a great option because they come at different lengths. You can buy as short as 50 centimeters long or as long as 10 meters long. They come in many different colors, but there are several options here as well. The first option that I would stay away from are fairy lights that only have an on and off switch button, because this again will mean that you have to physically go out in your garden every single day to turn them on and turn them off. So opt for those that have a middle position. So this is automatic switch. It means that if you turn them on, for example, today at 6 p.m, they will shine usually for about 6 hours. They will turn off automatically by themselves, and then the next day at 6 p.m. they will turn back on. I think that's a really practical and no maintenance solution. And it's not like you will have to change the batteries every week. If you buy good quality batteries, they will last you for a whole month. Now, the next solution when it comes to fairy lights, and this is my favorite solution, that's something that I purchased this year, are battery-powered fairy lights that come with a remote control. Now, this is super awesome because not only you can turn them on and off from the comfort of your apartment, they have many different modes of twinkling lights. Some of them also have different colors. You can switch between colors if you get bored with one color. And here again, they also have a timer, so you can turn them on in the evening. They will automatically turn off and turn back on the next day. So this would be my number one option. You can find them pretty much anywhere, Amazon, all of those Chinese websites. They are pretty inexpensive. They are actually pretty durable as well. I have some fairy lights in my garden that I've had for years, and they are permanently outside, exposed to rain and all kinds of weather conditions, and nothing really happens to them. One type of light that I would stay away from are the solar-powered ones, because as long as they work really well in summer, especially if your balcony or container garden receives plenty of sunlight, they don't tend to work as good in winter, because, you know, in the winter, light levels are pretty low. There's usually very little to any sunlight at all, so in my experience they don't charge enough. All right, let's get started. So I have a really fun idea for my tuyas here this year. I want to kind of dress them as Christmas trees. I actually bought something really cool, but I'm a little bit disappointed. So I'm gonna be putting some Christmas lights on them, and then wanted to add these red bows, and I bought them online, and I thought that these will be like 2 times bigger, but they turn out pretty small, so that's a little bit disappointing, but I'm still gonna use them. But first, let's put Christmas lights on those tuyas. So I'm using these, as I said, battery powered ones, and I went with just green color because I just want to highlight those tuyas. I have plenty of other colorful Christmas lights, so I just wanted to highlight the natural color of those trees. This will probably take me a while. They are always so tangled. So these are, I think, about 6 meters long. I think that should be enough for the whole tree. Let's see. That's actually perfect, you guys, perfect. Just the right size for those trees. I already love it. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off for the time being. So now what I want to do is I wanted to have a really large big red bow on top of it, but these are pretty small. All right, so the first tree is done. It's hard to tell right now. I'm gonna show you obviously everything in the evening again so that we can really see the lights, but I really like how it turned out. All right, next up are the railing planters. This is a pain to do because the lights are really long, they're always super tangled, and I have to attach them to the railings every like 15 to 20 centimeters so that they actually stay put. Oh goodness. So I have two sets of these lights. I just stretch them to see how far I can reach, because up until this year I used to like start them over there in the corner, but now I have this privacy screen which kind of removes over 1 meter of length, so I'm gonna have to start over here, and then when you look in the other side, you see there's that trellis over there. I usually went all the way outside the trellis to kind of finish the entire railings of the balcony, but it's really difficult to actually attach those Christmas lights over there because I live on the 7th floor and it's really tricky for me to kind of attach, you know, the Christmas lights to the balcony railings through the trellis, and I don't really want to lean over because obviously, so the hydrangea also is really large and it still has all of its leaves on, so I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna do it this year. I might just stop in here. All right, I'm gonna go over there, start in the corner, and I'm using just these garden twines to attach, you know, those Christmas lights every about 15 to 20 centimeters. Gonna take a whole bunch of them. I actually kept a whole bunch of them from last year. All right, let's start. I might end up having too many lights, like the cord is gonna be way too long for the length now. We'll see. I bet my neighbors think I'm insane. I probably am. All right, it's done. So let me just give you a quick look. It's not like perfectly straight over there. It's kind of all twisted and tangled, but I managed to attach it in a few spots. You see, to my trellis, sorry. So yeah, that's how it looks. And this part over here is gonna be plugged in my apartment, in the kitchen actually. And the other part over there has a pretty long cable, and it will be plugged in the room over there. You know, I actually want to do a little bit of a makeover, because in summer I had my beautiful dahlias in here, and obviously they were quite tall and they had full of blooms, so it all looked really pretty. But now that the dahlias are dormant, it looks kind of empty and kind of random. So I think I want to bring these two trellises over here to provide just some height, and then I think I'm gonna decorate those trellises over here. So let's do it. So I don't have anything in this pot as of right now. I used to have a passiflora. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I gave it away because it just grew massive and I did not expect it to be so big. And it was not a good idea to grow it on this trellis. But I'm definitely going to be planting another climber next year. But I think it will actually look pretty with this kind of wire type Christmas lights on it. The lights are done. It actually fits perfectly, like the lengthwise. So now to make it look slightly more pretty, I'm gonna top dress it with some pine cones. Alright, I have a bag of absolutely massive pine cones. I always bring them home whenever I go for holidays in the south of France. They are everywhere there. It's the most random of things probably to bring from holidays, but aren't they just so pretty? And you can spray them with a clear wood preserver to prevent them from absorbing moisture and, you know, closing. But I don't really mind even if they close. I'm gonna use a couple of smaller ones, I think, too. So now the only lights I have left are actually 4 of these red ones. I'm not really sure what to do with them. Last year I hung them on these tuyas, but this year I have the green lights. Maybe I'll put them on the Japanese maple. Do you think this will look awkward to have red lights on the Japanese maple? Let's give it a try, and if I don't like it I can always change. Actually found a better idea. I'm gonna hang them here on my new arch. I think this will be much better, and I think I have just enough. Alright, so everything is done. Now I'm gonna head back home, drink a cup of warm coffee, and I'm gonna come back here at 6 p.m. to turn everything on, to set it on timer, and to show you how it looks in the night. Well, you guys, that's it. This is how it turned out. I dare say if you are searching for the most illuminated balcony in town, it's gonna be mine. I absolutely love it.